So the first chapter we had was Chapter 19, Geography Matters by Thomas C. Foster. The essential question is, what does geography mean to the authors and why is it important to a story? Geography, in literal definition, is the setting or place at which a story happens. This could be either in a forest or suburb area that either emphasizes a plot about animals or a mythical forest setting like the movie Into the Woods. Also, the setting could be placed in the mountains where the main characters have to face cold and harsh climates. Another main geography point for a story could be the sea or any body of water. So the next definition of geography found in this book was geography played a key role in developing a character's personality that would ultimately affect their actions. A key example of geography developing a character can be shown in the popular movie Mean Girls. Katie, the main character, was originally born in South Africa. She was surrounded by lots of different cultures to teach her to appreciate the value of family and to really accept everyone in her life no matter what their race, size, or religion. However, when she moved to California to be in a new high school, she met girls who were very rude and selfish because of the rich lifestyle they had living in America, with parents who taught them differently. As a result, the setting and placement of the world of where a child is born really affects the type of person they will be when they grow up. A child who is born in a stable household with loving and supportive parents is most likely to grow up and become a mature and kind adult who's successful in a well-paying career. However, the same may not be said for a child who is abandoned when little and raised by parents who neglect them. While they live in a low-income household, the child will not be given the same opportunities as a child raised in a well-rounded house. So that's basically the main point of geography and its significance to a story.
Now let's move on to the next chapter of the book. Chapter 20, Soda Season. Authors use season as a way to pass time in a book or as a way to show aging among their characters or in the setting. In some novels, the author will describe the seasons in between years of a character as they grow up from a toddler to an adult. However, there is a very important detail about seasons in writing. Typically, each season in a plot is associated with its own emotional meaning. For example, spring represents passion and love, summer symbolizes happiness and joy, fall represents harvest in the calm. Finally, winter can show solemn in the cold. Ultimately, seasons are crucial in setting the mood in a story.
In Marked for Greatness, Thomas C. Foster points out that people in real life have imperfections, but it doesn't have a deeper meaning than things such as "this is how I was born" or "I got this from an accident." But in stories, being marked represents something greater, a more important meaning. Most imperfections or marks aren't as they appear to be. Marks and imperfections are there for a reason. They all hold a symbolic value. Iron Man, for example, has an arc reactor in his chest keeping him alive, also while powering his suits. His arc reactor is his mark. Without the arc reactor, there can be no Iron Man.
In Chapter 22, the main idea is that when one person is blind in a story, they are figuratively blind as well. This allows the protagonist to have unique characterization, but they are still unable to see the true colors of all the characters around them. This normally means that the protagonist has another trait that is specific to his character that nobody else can relate to. For example, in the show Daredevil, the main character is blind in real life, but because of his heightened senses, he is able to thrive in his environment. His setbacks and senses also allow his character to develop more as the story continues. However, the point of Daredevil being blind is not to make the audience feel pity, but to give him importance and allow them to connect with his character. Also, his blindness brings significance to the separation of his real identity and his alter ego.